What's going on, people? So this is about that time of the year when people do all their little reflection posts and talk about the top whatevers of the year and all that good stuff. And I guess really like that time of the year was like 3 weeks ago or something. I'm just like, I don't want to say fashionably late because I'm not the kind of guy that should be associated with fashion in any way, shape, or form. So we'll just say that I'm just late, right? But I'm doing the videos, so I guess that counts for something. And they're actually going to be that much later because I can guarantee you they're not going up today, right? Today, what is it, the 15th? Guarantee you don't see these videos today, right? And by the time I do put them up there, because like they'll get out there when they get out there, right? And then you can just watch them whenever. And so for those of you who do watch them, I guess that's good enough for you, right? Because I mean, it's good enough for me, right? So there is that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on into this. This particular one, right? I got 3 of these to do today. So this one, it's going to be like the most viewed videos for me over last year, right? So, because I'm not really a big, just straight up top 10 favorites or whatever. I kind of covered that slightly like last week or 2 weeks ago or something. So this is easier. I don't have to think about it. I just look at some statistics, So let's go ahead and do that, right? And these, unlike my normal lists of things, these are actually in order, So yeah. Starting with most to least, in case you're curious. So, let's see what's in this box. this is an Air Max 97. So this is the radiant red, the infrared, call it whatever you want to. Technically, this was a 2020 video, but it was like December 28th or something like that. So, I'm just going to count it with 2021, you know what I mean? Because it just makes sense that way. But apparently, this was something that a lot of people wanted to watch videos about, or at least a video about, so they did. And thank you to the people that did that because, it helps the channel do whatever it helps the channel do. So, there is that. And they came with some extra laces in here. But if you're one of the people, there's several people apparently, that saw that video, you already knew that now, didn't you? Moving right along, got us another Nike box. This one has an Air More Up-Tempo. This was actually my first one of these, like, ever, right? And this video has... Overall, this is like the most successful one I did because it got so many views in like such shorter time, I don't know what the number is. Maybe I'll put them on the screen. Maybe I won't because that does sound like a lot of work. But either way, this right here, a lot of people were into this one too. So that's cool. I don't know how well my videos were necessarily received, because for people to click on it, that's one thing, right? But for people to enjoy it, that's where it gets a little weird, you never really know for sure. But doesn't matter, I guess, I got more or less some sort of paid for it, so there is that. Moving right along, up next we have this right here. This is the Air VaporMax 2020. Yeah, because it's got that stupid box on and that strap thing on the back. Yeah, so these, I still have the same feelings that I had. Like, they didn't grow on me anymore or any less or whatever. Actually, I mean, if anything, I feel worse about them now that the 2021 has come out. If you saw the comparison, kind of what I'm getting at there. But, hey, I'm usually good for a VaporMax video once in a while. So, there was one of last year's VaporMax videos. Not a whole lot of those last year. Probably like 3. I'm guessing off the top of my head. And years past, especially like my first year, I was all over the VaporMax. All kinds of different models and stuff. Like utilities and... pluses and all that stuff. Not this time. What is this? This is the Ash Stone 350. So there you go, Ash Stone 350. This was not one of my favorite personally, right? It kind of has a weird look to it. It looks very frosty, like somebody sprayed some water on it, then put it in a freezer to give it a nice little misted frost look. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's what these are looking like, at least to me. Put this in here. I'll get these right later. But I don't know. And actually, that whole Ash pack, I think I mentioned this before, but I ended up with 2 pairs of like each one. So 6 in total. If you're good at short math, you knew that. If you're not, I just helped you out, so you're welcome. Moving along, we got another box of 350s. I get a lot of 350s. Some people have noticed that. I have certainly noticed that, especially every time I go to get a particular pair, I have to go through all these boxes. It's a little crazy, a little excessive. But most of them, a lot of them, some of them, I do like. A lot. Other ones are just like okay. And then there's some that are just god awful. Anyways, this is in the upper tier, right? In the like pretty alright category. So this is the ash blue, right? I got my second pair of these during like Yeezy Day. So I do like them. They kind of remind me of the linens. I've said that several times before. But yeah, it's just a simple blue. It's got the nice little strip going on over here. It gives it a slight change of color, you know what I'm saying? So this might be, to me, the best 350 of 2021. What do you guys think? As far as like the best 350 of 2021. In case you need some sort of refresher, you can go ahead and you can click on the playlist. I'll like put that at some point during this video, more than likely, or at the end. Or since my channel is very well laid out, you could just click on the home thing and find it easily there. But I do have a 350 or Yeezy playlist. You can go scroll through that, see what all came out, and then you let me know where those stand for you. So meanwhile, I'm going to tell you where these stand for me. This is the Vapor Max 2021. Had a decent amount of improvements. Well, there's only like 2 or 3, but they really weighed a lot. You know what I'm saying? They like made them count. So this right here, very solid. Even the price was better, you know? I talk very highly of these and act like I would have more than one pair. Eventually I probably will. But for now, I only have this one. This is Liquid Lime, according to how I labeled the video, but on here it says Cerulean. I don't even know if I said that right, because that's a weird looking word to me. But these right here, pretty nice. So if you're looking to get a pair of Vapor Maxes, you know, go for one of those. Wait for a sale though, because even though the price is better nowadays than it was like on the previous round, there's still a lot. And they're still super mass produced, so they're not going anywhere. Wait for the sale, be patient. They got a decent amount of colors. You'll find one that you like. Or just spend the money up front if you just want to spend the money up front. You know, you don't have to do what I suggest to do, you know? Anyways, moving along. Got us an Air Max 97. This is the EOI Evolution of Icons, right? Something about some Japanese bullet trains or something. I don't know. I remember talking about these during Bullet Club week, and that was one of the tie-ins. So anyways, these right here, right? I didn't think that this was a review that people would really care to watch. I just thought, well, it's an Air Max 97. It's got some decent colors. I'm going to go for it. And it had like the corduroy on there, so that was another selling point, you know. Honestly, I forgot that these even had corduroy until right now, because a lot of these shoes that you're seeing, if you remember last year, I didn't wear the same pair more than once. So a lot of these I only saw when I did the review and maybe one day in the last year and a month or something like that. But anyways, looking at these now, yeah, they're all right. Very plain, you know, but they got a little bit of color and a little bit in there too. That doesn't count because you can't see it when you wear it. But yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Though, I'm going to be honest, I'm still surprised that a lot of people were just kind of like flocking to watch it. Though it was in the lower end of the numbers, so what can you do, right? But when you compare like to how many videos I put out, like overall, I'm talking straight reviews for last year, you know, it kind of means something then, right? So, got us another box of 350s, right? Those pull in all kinds of attention, right? These don't really deserve it though, because it's just not a cool thing. I mean, the look is fine, right? Like from a distance, no problem. But then when you get up on it and you start seeing what's really going on here, then it's kind of like, what is this? This is the Mono Ice, by the way. Right? Yeah, I think so. Mono Ice? That sounds right. But this right here, this whole plastic thing, and I did a review on them. I did a review on all this crap, you know what I mean? So you can get the details there. But yeah, a lot of people were watching this. Did a lot of people go ahead and buy it after they watched it? I don't know. I definitely didn't have great things to say about them, but you know, I just put out enough stuff, try to keep it relatively unbiased, so when people watch the videos, they can kind of make their own decisions without me swaying them one way or the other. But hey, at the end of the day, you know, sometimes some stuff just isn't that great. These right here, I am very surprised that this made the list. I think the reason that it did, this is the Ultra Boost Uncaged 5.0. I think the reason that this made the list is because I was probably the only person that bought them. So if you were curious about what they were like, there's probably not a lot of options to see them, right? So I think that's what did it, because people kind of gave up on the uncaged. Even Adidas gave up on the uncaged like years ago. They just bring it back every so often just to, appease people like myself. And I do appreciate that. I wouldn't mind larger numbers, but at the same time, maybe this is fine because then I'd have more shoes, and I don't need more shoes. Anyways, these right here, pretty decent, nothing amazing, but I do like them, right? They're somewhere in the middle. If I liked them a whole lot, I'd probably remember liking them a whole lot, but I don't remember being overly impressed, so I'm just going to say that they're fine. If you want how I felt in the moment, you got to watch the review, because who knows how long ago that was. So there's that. And given that this is a top 10 list, and if you were counting along, you're like, well, that's only 9. Yeah, it is. I know, I can count too. This was number 10, believe it or not. This is the Air Max 90 Slide in the infrared colorway. So these right here, I remember getting these from Hibbett, and then they kind of screwed me on the box situation. They just put them in a bag with that little cardboard hang thing, and I was like, what is this all about? It doesn't really matter a whole lot, but it's one of those minor things that you just kind of don't like sometimes, or at least if you're me, you don't like it. But these right here, apparently these did pretty well. And in case you're wondering what was the next real shoe after this, what did these beat? Just barely, by I want to say it was like 40 views. These beat the Jordan 12 Low in the Easter colorway, which again, I feel like that falls kind of into the category of like maybe those Ultra Boost Uncaged, because I don't think a lot of people were really jumping on buying those for themselves. I think they're kind of buying them to, hopefully make some money, which probably did not happen because those shoes are not great. But me, I buy stuff for my collection, right? My little lineup, my inventory. So that's why you get to see all those on foot things, right? Because, I keep my stuff. It's just what I do. But anyway, so yeah, this is what we're closing out with, which is cool because I'm an Air Max guy, I'm a slide guy, and these have gotten a lot of wear. So that's very cool. And now we're good. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I have, like I said, 2 more of these reviews to knock out. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. Later, people.